back when I started in this business, we talked about data warehouses and data marts and data mining, high performance analytics in memory. Is that on the same continuum?
Yes, it really is. We're going to still access data, whether it's in an operational system or whether it's in a data warehouse. We're going to bring that into memory and then run hundreds and hundreds of processes against that data, so that rather than just trying to do everything with a single processor, because of the size and the amount of data, some of the more difficult analytical problems, we've had to go to MPP or SMP systems. So all of our high performance runs both in an SMP mode inside of a single box with many cores, or it runs across as many boxes as you want. So it really is an extension.
Something that's always interests me. Statistical analysis isn't new. Is this really new science, or is this just a new application of a venerable science?
Well, statistics for the first, I think I look at it starting as we know it today back in the 1920s when they were doing some crop experiments in England, and they began to develop statistical methods to determine whether or not a crop was actually better than another crop, because we're always trying to decide, is the mean of this bigger than the mean of that? Well, if it is it significantly different? Or could this have happened just by chance that this crop looked a little bit better? So that's how it got started. And really all the way through the 60s and 70s, we were still predominantly analyzing experiments that occurred on university campuses or in pharmaceutical companies. But in the early 90s, some of the banks began realizing that they could use some of the predictive models to determine who to loan money to, or what somebody's credit rating should be, and to do things like optimization inside of a company in some of the processes that they use. So we've gone from this experimental phase where we're analyzing experiments to using data, any data that we can find, to predict human behavior, what somebody will be like to buy, making suggestions about, well, if you like this, you're probably going to like this, determining whether or not a credit card is being used fraudulently. That's some extremely sophisticated models that we use for that sort of thing.